Welcome to the Dogface Development Mom's Canning Timer GitHub project. What this is a customizable 15-minute stovetop timers created for preserving fruits and veggies for the winter. Now, if you find this useful, you can sponsor the project on GitHub by clicking the sponsor link. Otherwise, you can watch the project and be notified of any future releases as development continues, and also fork the repository to add your own contributions. Otherwise, you can star the repository to be saved and notified of it for later on. Currently, there are 3 tags, so 3 pre-production releases. As the project is still under development, we have not yet hit a final release and are not yet ready to make this production ready. So you scroll down the page here, and there is built 100% out of Python. Now we also see the README here with our program logo, as well as a sample of what the program page looks like. Some key features of the Mom's Canning Timer are that it can create 15-minute timers for cans and individual times that you would can, as you can see here. There's the ability to create multiple timers, so as you see there are 4 timers. You can rearrange timers to match a stovetop pattern, create multiple stovetops, easily update the timer length, and it will be cross-platform as it's built from the Python module. Now you can download the source code to run the scripts from the command line on Windows, Mac, and Linux, or you can download the latest executable version for Windows. You can also run the program by using Git, pip, or the Python interpreter. Finally, it's built with GitHub, the Python Software Foundation, PyInstaller, and the Open Iconic Icon font. And it's licensed under the GNU General Public License, which can be seen in the license file in the GitHub repository. Scrolling back up to the top of the page here, we can see our main Python file, which we'll look at to see how the program itself runs. So the program starts by importing all of the Tinker widgets in order to create a basic Tinker window, as well as importing time to build the timer. Now it'll create a timer program for the first burner, a timer program for the second burner, for the third, and for the fourth burners. Now I'll go through this fourth burner function here, but it's very simple. What it's going to do is it'll keep track of the seconds and the minutes. While the minutes is less than 15, it'll continue to add a second while it sleeps for exactly 1 second. And if the second equals 59, it'll reset the seconds to 0 and add a 1 to the minute count until it gets to 15, where the function and loop will break. Basically what this is going to do is it's going to create 4 burners here, and it'll create 4 timers for each. These will all be packed in the window in a top-down stack thing with top packing statements, and then it'll run the main loop of the window in order to sustain the window. Now I will open this program up in the editor of choice, Visual Studio Code, so that way we can see how it actually runs and how the program actually works. So the main.py function and program has been opened in the editor of choice in Visual Studio Code, so now we can see how Mom's Canning Timer runs on its own. So these functions are all exactly the same as they were before. Every function is exactly the same, creating the 4 main burners. And so we'll press F5 to run the Python application, select a Python file, and what it's going to do is it will pop up from the terminal with the command to open the main.py file in the Python interpreter. And as soon as that loads, it'll load a Tinker window for us. So we'll click on the Tinker icon at the bottom here. Now we can see the 4 timers. Now it's created a small window, so we will make the window larger. And basically what is going to happen is we'll start the first timer, and it'll count out the clock. It'll continue all the way up until it reaches a total of 15 minutes. The program will run, and we can also start another timer, which will run in the background as only one thing can be printed to the console at the same time. So each thing will continue down. Now this timer will continue all the way down until it reaches 15 minutes. However, we're not going to wait around here for a 15-minute long program. We will continue to watch as the video continues, however. Now this is a very, very basic canning timer, very basic program. It is currently not in completed development, not production ready, and so we are working on creating more and more things, adding more and more features until we can make it production ready and ready for everyone to use. In that case, you should stay tuned on our GitHub page and hit the watch button so that way you can watch and see as new releases are created, and then say subscribe so that way we can show better videos of what is going on in the end. Now that we have been talking for a while, you can see one of the features here. So it's went to 0 minutes 59 seconds. It said 1 minute because it was at 1 minute, and then it went to 1 minute 1 second, and it will continue on all the way through until it gets to 15 minutes, at which point the loop will stop.